This is your monthly reading for April 2026. April brings in clarity. You're done settling. You're seeing your worth clearly now. And everything will change because of it. We're going to take a look at your love, your financial, and your spiritual growth. So let's get into it. Let's look at love first. This is where you're not settling. Let's go ahead and call in spirit. Okay, Pisces. Let's take a look at love for you the month of April. Again, you're no longer settling. So the energy astrologically for Sun and Moon in Pisces is about clarity. It's about not settling, knowing your worth. Let's see what love is all about for you, Pisces, for the month of April. I hope that you're all doing well. If you like my readings, feel free to subscribe to the channel if you like. Welcome back to all my subscribers. Thank you for being here each and every day. Thank you for all the comments, likes, all of that stuff. Again, these are general readings for Sun and Moon signs in Pisces. So take what resonates and leave the rest, as not all messages will resonate with everyone. All right, let's get into it. For love. Love for Pisces for the month of April, please, Spirit. Yep, you're not settling for anything anymore that doesn't grow. You're just been disappointed by love, and you're manifesting something new in your life here, Pisces, with the Magician in the shadow for what you don't see. Make sure that these are on camera. Okay, so with love, Pisces, I'm seeing the Empress here. So major arcana. We also have the Magician here, also major arcana. So you're manifesting a new way of doing things when it comes to your love life. You're no longer settling. You're no longer going to be disappointed by love. You're no longer going to be hurt by love. So the offers of love that could be coming in for you, you have you're no longer settling for second best. You may be taking your time when it comes to opening your heart to love at this time, Pisces, with the Ace of Cups being reversed. I feel like, you've had a lot of changes when it's come to love in the past here, and you're no longer going to settle for second best anymore. You're no longer going to settle for somebody or something that doesn't commit to the promises or the things that they say that they're going to do. You're not going to settle for that any longer. You're bored with that, with the Four of Cups here. And with that, there's no growth. You want something that's going to grow. You're not going to be disappointed in love any longer. And you're manifesting a new way of doing things, something that it'll be completely new how you look at love, what you want from love, much more different than you've had in the past, much more different than what you've settled for in the past. Let's clarify. Yeah, you wanting something that, when it comes to perhaps marriage or a foundation, you need balance in your life. You don't want to settle for second best. You want a firm foundation in life. You want things to be balanced, and you want growth within a relationship here for the month of April. I think you're open to the idea of love, but you've been so disappointed by dealing with somebody that may be deceptive to the way it's almost like gaslighting, with this King of Swords here being in the reverse position. Like you've been so disappointed by love and the tactics that people have used towards you that has caused an imbalance in your life, no growth, a shakeup of your foundation. And it's almost like gaslighting behavior that has you all up in your thoughts here with the King of Swords, which has left you very, very disappointed. Somebody that's almost like a troublemaker, in other words. This could be narcissistic behavior. And you're no longer going to be dealing with that. You've been very disappointed in love because of that reason. Please clarify the Ace of Cups. And there's been a loss of love here. And you're not going to settle for somebody that doesn't want to give you what you deserve. So you're no longer settling when it comes to love here, Pisces, for the month of April. What does the future look like for Pisces in love? I feel like you're manifesting something new. Like you're not going to be going towards something. You're separating yourself from people that no longer serve you. You're manifesting a different type of love now, Pisces. Perhaps by, really loving yourself, separating yourself from others, and, taking some time for some inward introspection and self-love at this time. Last month, and I think this is going to lead you to more victory when it comes to love, by loving yourself more. Maybe doing things a little bit differently than you would normally do. I'm not saying, go to the different sex or anything like that, but I'm saying like your picker has always been the same type of relationship, Pisces. Your picker has been bad. So, or you've been on this karmic wheel of picking the same type of relationship over and over and over again. And you're going to change it up, and you're going to be doing something very different, something that's non-traditional for you, something very different. Here's your card here. Here's the moon. So, you're taking what you feel inside and you're going to express it to the outside world by manifesting something different to come into your life. And I feel like it starts with self-love. It starts with separating yourself from what no longer serves you, stepping into your power by taking some time to yourself and really learning how to love yourself. This is going to lead you to victory in your life when it comes to love. You're manifesting this new beginning for yourself. You're going to be doing things very, very different now with the Hierophant in the reverse position. Sorry about that. I need to move the camera. So that's what I'm seeing for love for the month of April for you. I don't see like a relationship coming in for you at this time, except for the relationship with yourself. I'm feeling like you're going to be loving yourself more, and your standards are changing. Like you're not settling for any of this anymore. Like you've got your radar up now. So all those red flags that you might come in contact with, you're going to see them right away, and you're going to be like, no. That's what I'm feeling here in the energy for the month of April when it comes to love for you, Pisces. Last month, I think you weren't focused on love so much. You were more focused on your finances, and that could still be the case here coming into the month of April. And this is where clarity comes in when it comes to your finances that we'll look at in just a moment. But I feel like you're opening yourself up a little bit more to the idea of having somebody in your life or sharing time with somebody. But I feel like you're not going to settle for anything that makes you feel gaslighting here, narcissistic behavior, big red flags. You're not going to go down the same type of your picker is going to be very different now. You have tended to date or marry or be in a relationship with the same type of individuals for over and over and over again. You've been on this karmic wheel. You've stepped off this karmic wheel now. You're changing and you're manifesting something new in your life when it comes to love. It's going to lead you to victory because you are now loving yourself here, Pisces. Let's move on to your money and your financial for the month. All right, very interesting here. Yeah, there's the Lovers right there. So, you know, I do see love coming in for you, but you're going to be choosing something completely different this time. All right, let's take a look at your finances here. There's a card in there that's the wrong way. There we go. All right, let's see what your financial outlook looks like for the month of April. Angels, guides, ancestors, message for Pisces when it comes to their finances. Six of Wands, we've got victory, success, achievement. We've got the King of Pentacles. See, this is where the clarity comes in. The clarity comes into your money this month. Yep. And the Lovers reversed here. This is all about balance, self-love, detachment from what no longer serves you is going to be bringing in abundance for you. I do see the Wheel of Fortune here in the shadow for what you don't see in the reverse position. This is what you don't see. There is a little bit of resistance to change here, Pisces. There could be some type of change coming in for you when it comes to your finances. It could be related to the reading that I just did about some type of offer that's coming in for you that you may be resistant to actually take. But I do see success here, achievement, having self-confidence, being the center of attention with the Six of Wands here. I do see victory, and I do see, you know, like savvy business happening here, savvy business transactions happening here. There could be a leader that's going to be offering you this with the King of Pentacles sitting on the throne, very having a lot of prosperity. And this is all about self. This is you doing this for yourself here. This is an act of self-love here. But I do see a resistance to change in the shadow here. Clarify the Six of Wands. Comes to their financial. Pisces, Sun and Moon, please, Spirit. Yeah, here's the Sun card. Happily ever after card. The most happiest card in the deck here. So I see success, achievement, prosperity, ultimate happiness coming in for you in the financial here, Pisces. But you're resistant to the change. Clarify the King of Pentacles. Because you're deciding to do this for yourself, Pisces. Yeah, this is a new adventure. This is something, a fresh start. This is being fearless when it comes to perhaps making a decision about something that is coming in, some abundance, some type of offer that's coming in. There's an adventure waiting for you. There's endless possibilities here. You've got to be fearless when it comes to taking a chance here, when it comes to your financial. This could be a new offer, somebody leading you towards prosperity here. This is where you're going to find your ultimate happiness, success, achievement, etc. But we have a lot of burdens here. So you have a lot of extra responsibilities here. So you might have a lot of obligations at this time, and that may be why you are resistant to this change, because of all the extra responsibilities that you have. Clarify the Lovers. So we've got the Hermit here. That's your card here, Pisces, and the High Priestess, your card as well. So I feel like, you know, by you really loving yourself and giving yourself a chance to do this, you need to maybe do some introspection here and really think about things and use your intuition to help guide you through the situation, because your ultimate happiness is waiting for you, but you have a resistance to change because you have a lot of burdens and extra responsibilities or obligations. And it's a struggle for you to decide whether you want to take this offer or not that's coming in for you. There's some type of adventure or excitement or fresh idea. And you have to be fearless about it. This is like a chance for discovery, discovering something new that you can do in order to bring in more money for yourself, Pisces. What is the outcome? So I feel like, you know, through the month of April, you're really going to be thinking about this. What is the outcome for Pisces in the financial? The Queen of Pentacles here. So, you know, you have the King and now you have the Queen here. So being sensible about things, being practical. You're welcoming this opportunity in the near future. What is the outcome here? We do have the Justice here, Justice card here in the reverse position. There may be an imbalance, probably because you have a lot of responsibilities. So you may have to decide one way or the other which direction you want to go. And you're going to stand your ground here with the Seven of Wands here. You're going to defend your position in order to take this chance. It feels like, Pisces, as an outcome card. The back of the deck, we do have a choice card. It has the Two of Pentacles here. So there's decisions, there's weighing the options. You have multiple priorities that you have to take care of. There are extra responsibilities that you have to think about. But there is some type of offer to bring in more prosperity for you, Pisces, for the month of April. And I feel like you're welcoming this opportunity, but you're going to be very sensible about it. You have to kind of weigh the good with the bad here, with the Justice being reversed here, but you also should defend your position and protect your thoughts and what you want for yourself, because this is all about you doing this for yourself, self-love here. There's an imbalance here because you're always trying to make other people happy. With all these extra responsibilities that you're doing for other people, it feels like. So there's a struggle here. And I feel like what you're having to do is really decide on, do I really want to continue to do everything for everyone else, or do I want to finally do something for myself here? So there's going to be a choice here, decisions to make through the month of April, and whether you want to take on this new opportunity that is going to bring in a lot of happiness for you when it comes to your finances here. So it could be a new job. It could be a new opportunity, how to make money a different way. It's going to perhaps maybe upset other people. But again, you have to think about yourself here. You're the one that is taking care of all the responsibilities here. Can you let it go? Can you stand your ground? Defend your position on why you want to do something in order to bring in more balance in your life. Very similar to my reading that I just did about an opportunity coming in for you. I feel like with the month of April, Pisces, your financial is all about deciding on whether you want to take that chance or not. Let's move on to your spiritual growth. And with your spiritual growth, you know, I'm feeling like with everything, you know, going on astrologically, I feel like you're going to be seeing and connecting to spirit more clearly now. There's a lot of clarity that comes through, and there's a lot of Sorry with the camera. You are awakening at this time. So there's a lot of clarity coming in when it comes to your spiritual growth as well through the month of April. Let's see what the cards have to say. So I said I was going to put this reading out on Sunday, but I'm going to actually put it out on Monday evening. So you'll be seeing this on Monday evening. So thank you for your patience on that. Otherwise, YouTube gets all messed up if I put too many readings out at one time. So I want to make sure that you guys see this reading. So I'll put it out tomorrow night. I will also do your money story as well. And your daily tomorrow too. So, okay. What does Pisces need to know about their spiritual growth for the month of April, please, Spirit? Spiritual growth. And there you are, Pisces, the High Priestess. Yeah, you're listening to that intuition now. A gift from God has been given to you, Pisces. And you're using your intuition in order to find that joy, that luxury, that independent feeling, and letting the burdens down. So in the shadow, for what you don't see, we have the Ten of Wands here. So the Ten of Wands is showing me that you are letting go of what no longer you want to carry. So this could be, when it comes to spiritual growth, perhaps carrying all of the weight of, institutionalism, what you may have grown up with spiritually. You're letting go of all of those burdens, and you're listening to your higher self within, with the High Priestess here. You're connecting to the divine here. You're seeing beyond the veil. As you can see in the High Priestess card here, there is a veil that is right behind her, okay? And if you look back here, there's the ocean. So there is a veil, okay, that you're realizing that you can see more of it. You're understanding that there is a veil there. You're seeing the differences between the positive and the negative that influence your world around you. You're seeing that the gift that God has given you in order to bring in abundance for your life. This is the spiritual growth that you're feeling for the month of April. You're standing in your independence here. You may be an animal lover as well, but I feel like you're divinely guided. And you may be letting go of all of those things that you were institutionalized or taught for many, many years. A lot of heavy burden. And you're releasing that because your spiritual growth is definitely growing here, and with abundance. Let's see what else. Clarify the Ace of Pentacles. You're definitely going through an awakening here, especially with the High Priestess here. The veil is thinning for you is what I'm feeling here. God has given you this gift, and it has multiplied. So it's almost like you asked God for this gift. Yeah. And it's a newfound freedom for yourself here. You're seeing things as a new beginning. It's almost like a new spiritual beginning for you. Whatever you had in the past here, you're letting go. So whatever, you could have grown up a certain way, or you were institutionalized in a certain way within the home that you were brought up in on what to believe. And now it's almost like you're this novice. You're learning a lot more about your spiritual growth in the month of April. You're setting foot into this unknown world as you are as the veil here within the High Priestess is thinning. So you're seeing beyond the veil as at this time here. And you're going into this new world, very, you're like leaping with joy. And again, the Fool has the white flower here, or the white rose. And this is all about innocence, okay, and peace. And that's what I'm feeling here. And you have an angel here. So you've got your dog here right by your side, trusty loyalty dog that is represented here as your angels are guiding you into this new beginning, this new spiritual beginning for yourselves here, Pisces. And this is a celebration as you are really understanding what the divine is, how it relates to you, how you manifest your reality, what you are spiritually, that you are a divine creature created by God. And there's a celebration as you are now listening to that intuition, that spirit within you, that Christ consciousness within you. It's really beautiful. If you haven't watched that awakening video, that was the best reading I've ever done. That was amazing. And it's all about spiritual growth. I will link that one at the end of this video. Yeah, so there are passions within you, and you may not know which direction to go with spirit. It's like a process. So you're going to be like climbing the ladder of spiritual growth throughout your life. And you may be a little bit hesitant about, or wanting to know more and more and more. As this new information comes in, as Spirit and the divine are giving you more information and giving you this gift of seeing more through the veil, you may end up feeling like it's like it's giving you all this abundance and this independent thinking. But you may feel in the month of April like you just want to know more and more and more. And you may get to a place where Spirit doesn't want to show you more at this time, with the Two of Wands being here in the reverse position. It may actually, because you are immersed in the spiritual growth, it may stop you from paying attention to the outside world at this time. Your attention may be sacrificed. And I feel like what Spirit is saying here is you still are living in the world of the physical. So you can't completely let yourself go as you are understanding what you are spiritually. And as you are growing, you can't completely let go of the physical at this time. You can't just put all your attention on your spiritual growth. There are things that you have to do within the physical. This may leave you exhausted. You may have to end up retreating because of all the knowledge that you're going to get from Spirit. You may find yourself retreating from others. You may be going through a dark night of the soul. As you grow spiritually, you'll find yourself distancing yourself from other people. And I feel like that's what Spirit is saying here, is be careful about distancing yourself from other people, because again, it's going to stop you from enjoying life as well. So even though you're finding that you are gaining more spiritual knowledge, try not to completely remove yourself from other people, because you're missing out on the joys of life itself, is what Spirit is saying here. But you can let go of all the burdens of everything that you've ever been institutionalized to know, or what you were told was true. As God is now giving you this gift to see through the veil, of what is what, and you're celebrating this newfound freedom and beginning of understanding what spirit is. I feel like, you know, a lot of us that go through this awakening, we do find ourselves completely hermiting ourselves. Once we get into that place of awakening, we don't want to be around what doesn't serve us any longer, because we know the truth. But I feel like what Spirit is saying here is you still have life to live. You still have responsibilities, you know, your children, your family, your home life, all of that. You can't completely let everything go just because you're on this spiritual path. And I feel like what's in the shadow here for what you don't see is that you may end up trying to retreat or remove yourself from all of this because it may be very overwhelming for you. What does the future hold in the spiritual growth for Pisces, please, Spirit? Yeah, I see you walking away from what no longer serves you as you are learning more and more about this awakening. And you're getting off the karmic wheel. I feel a lot of passion when it comes to this new discovery of what you're learning spiritually here, Pisces. There's a lot of passion here with the King of Wands in the shadow. It's like your life mission now. This new beginning, this newfound freedom that you found within your spiritual growth here. I feel like what Spirit is just saying here is like, you know, you can't let everything go and be on the, you know, you can't turn into a monk and just devote yourself unless that's what you want to do. You can devote yourself to the spirit, you know, that way, if that's what you choose to do. But even monks have responsibilities, okay? That's what I'm feeling here. You're definitely on the spiritual path. You're definitely opening up. There's an awakening going on here. You're celebrating this newfound knowledge. But there is still responsibilities here. You can't just retreat from everyone. You can let go of all the burdens of what you were institutionalized, and you can walk away from what no longer serves you and get off this karmic wheel. But this passion that burns within you, stick with that, because that is spirit. That is that intuition inside of you. That is that knowledge that you have been given to by God here. This is that gift from God. So let's pull a message from the Akashic Records to finish up Pisces for the month of April. Overall, everything looks pretty good for the month of April. Pretty steady here. A lot of clarity, a lot of not settling anymore. And that falls in line to what astrologically we are seeing for Sun and Moon in Pisces. Message from the Akashic Records, please, Spirit, to finish up for Pisces month of April 2026, please. Message for Pisces. So it's forgiveness. Withholding forgiveness only hurts you and prolongs the pain. It's time to forgive someone, or maybe even yourself, so you can stay on the path of your highest potential. So perhaps, you know, there's some type of forgiveness that needs to happen for the month of April for you, Pisces. I feel like it's more about forgiving yourself. You know, we were pulled into a lot of self-love, a lot of mental clarity here, not settling for anything less anymore. So maybe that you need to forgive yourself for all of the times that your picker was picking the wrong person, over and over again, you know, perhaps being in a financial place where, you know, you didn't go down the road that was at, you know, that your heart was called to do, you know, and then maybe, you know, forgiving yourself for not listening to that intuition inside of you, and when God and the divine has been, you know, pushing you to understand what the truth is. So perhaps I feel like it's more about self forgiveness here, because it's like you've been in this pain and it's time to release that pain. It's time to forgive yourself, because by forgiving yourself, it's going to push you on the path of your highest potential. Let's pull a message from the universe. Message from the universe to finish up the reading for April 2026 for Pisces, please, Spirit. So it says you're going to be celebrating something very special soon. You'll be so full of joy and happiness, it will be almost seem out of this world how suddenly it all happens for you. Be ready for it, expect it, it's happening. And I feel like that's in that money section there. So that on that financial, I feel like something really good is going to be coming in for you. It's going to be just for you. It's all about it's all about an act of self-love by deciding to take the opportunity that you want. So you're going to be celebrating something very soon. And I feel like it's all about, you know, forgiving yourself for what you've gone through in the past and stepping into this new world. Not only are you stepping into a time of abundance, okay, financially, you're connecting to the divine much stronger than you ever have in your life. And you're not settling for anything less than what you deserve. This month of April for you, Pisces, is about power. It is about your power within. Not settling for things that you don't want. Doing the things that you would love in order to bring in that prosperity, and connecting to the divine. I'm going to leave it there, Pisces. I hope you have a wonderful month. If you like this reading, please give me a thumbs up. I hope you enjoyed it. I sure did. Hope you have a wonderful day. Namaste.